Good morning, everybody. It's really early in the morning. I've got passion vine coming up everywhere, along with weeds. And look at that. That tree's doing really good. I had trimmed some of that back and I need to get the dead stuff off, but this passion vine keeps growing everywhere. It takes over big time. And I really want this watermelon to thrive and produce me a lot of these really good watermelons. It's a drought resistant watermelon I'm growing for the rough wood, and I'm hoping it produces a lot of babies. It's getting a very slow start. That looks like it's cooking. It's starting to dry up in here a little bit. I need to trim a lot more of these. I still need to trim a lot of that. Weeds are taking over those weeds. But look what Sweetie Pie did. Remember, he did this last night while Connie was here. He fixed this bed. So he secured that so that would come up and not fall over like it was doing. And I love the way he did this. He also secured it right there so that it would not fall over again. So now I can get in here and plant, hopefully today. That is the plan. So I decided, since things are going slow outside, I'm gonna have to do a lot more inside. So I'm gonna have to come in here and yeah, you guys, you can just rip this. It does not hurt it, trust me. It makes it even thrive more. But it does take over. I'll have you to know, it does take over. So you really don't want to plant it in a greenhouse. It is a passion vine. And it does. Look at it. It's coming up everywhere. And just, I'll give it to the chickens. Of course, these weeds are too. I don't know how to get rid of these. These come up everywhere all the time, and it's a nightmare trying to get these picked up, pulled out. But the passion vine's taken over. I need to get in here and just clean the floor and just really just get some stuff planted in here, get that shelf out of here now that I've moved the seedlings. There's just a lot of work to do and not enough time, and the freezer thawed out last night, so I was trying to process fruit, and Connie got to go home with a lot of fresh fruit, well, frozen fruit from the farm. It's fresh. But yeah, this is what Sweetie Pie did to help me, to where if it floods again, you know, I did lose some of the soil down at the bottom, but this will secure it to where it's not going to fall over now. And I love that. He's so good about fixing stuff. I need to get in here and trim some more of this stuff. Just a lot of work to do, guys. All right, y'all. I will catch you. I will take you outside and show you what Connie and I got done within a short hour. We moved really fast, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Here's what we did. So we bagged the blooms. That's what we got done. So I'm trying to think of, so when you're growing heirloom varieties and you want to keep seeds without cross-pollination, because trust me, tomatoes will cross, so will peppers, so will a lot of stuff. So you have to keep them from cross-pollinating, or the next year you're gonna get something you didn't expect. Let me find, I was trying to find some blooms, but we bagged most of them yesterday. So what you do is you bag, and I know these were those sad tomatoes, remember? I told you they would probably perk up and be just fine, and look at them go. They'll be just fine. I did lose a few of them, which was to be expected. They were trashed with this weather. So that happens, you know. I'm trying to find a bloom here. Okay, so right here's a prime example. So right there, Those are the blooms before they open into the flower. This is when you want to bag them. And you bag them a little bit where they're just cinched, not super tight to cut off circulation, but you bag them right there, and that keeps them from cross-pollinating. That way the wind doesn't blow unless you have 90-mile-an-hour winds like we do in Oklahoma nowadays. Then I don't know, I don't think they would last. But anyway, this is when you bag the bloom, is right here. Get off me, stupid fly. Go away. So this is the time that you do this, and that way then you let your tomato grow, and then you look at your tag and you write down what that tomato is. And then when it's time to ferment the seeds, I will bring you back and I will show you a video of how to ferment the tomato seeds, and then dry them and preserve them and store them properly, just the same way that the seed companies do it, because I do grow for a seed company and that's how they taught me to do it. So that is the proper way to do it to keep your seeds viable and long-lasting. Tomato seeds can last up to 8 years if they're properly kept. They can last up to a lot longer in the freezer if they're properly kept and kept dry. But there is a secret to doing that. So I will bring you along and show you the process. I take the feed bags and bring them up here because I feed my chickens lentils. And so those bags that I had here were the tomatoes were getting so big. I need to get in here with the weed whacker, and I'm watching for snakes, y'all, because snakes are out and about during this time. I really don't want to encounter any. Yeah, we're still really behind, guys. But when I was so dehydrated, I did eat me a few of those cucumbers, and that really helped me. So I really trimmed those tomato plants a lot, and we got them moved up here. Since I don't have the post in the ground and do that system, I went ahead and moved these sweet peppers out. I'll move them to the back of the farm with the other sweet peppers. I've got the hot peppers down here. You want them pretty far apart so they don't cross-pollinate. We did also bag some blooms on the peppers that I'm growing from seed on the heirloom varieties, so that I will have seed stock for the next year. Seed prices are going up. It's really ridiculous. So you want to learn how to save seeds. I'm going to see if Sweetie Pie can get that tree on the other side, all that taken out, and that way it'll take away the shade, but it'll give more airflow and get that tree out of the fence. This is what I had to do right here. That looks like, oh, nothing dug in there, but I trimmed them tomato plants way back. I took cuttings off some of the varieties that I really wanted. Yeah, this is all this stuff we got to put together. And then well, Connie and I talked about it. We are going to really keep trying to get these beds built. I don't want to build any more until we can fill those, because then you don't have room to fill them. So right here we had to take out a lot of this stuff on the fence row, and she tossed it over, and then there's a stump right there that probably just need to pour some vinegar down on it, because it'll grow another tree. Trust me, we've dealt with that for quite some time. Really, I need him to hook up a chain and pull it out with the tractor, but I don't want to tear up the fence. We've already had this fence damaged to oblivion from the ice storm. You can still see some of the damage to the trees from that massive ice storm. And that's when I had all these arched trellises down this whole entire row, just like I'm doing right there. And it smushed a lot of my cattle panels. So a lot of the cattle panels are pretty trashed. I found out a few years ago I'm allergic to poison ivy now. I didn't used to be. My body changed when I got that tick bite. So I don't mess with none of that. So Tom will have to get that and get that tree. We've actually cleaned this up before, and it just keeps coming back. So it's quite frustrating. So we got that done yesterday, refilled, you know, because changing out the swimming pools in the chicken run. I did get one more panel of that aluminum shade cloth put up, and it's making a huge difference in the chicken run. It dropped the temperature down to, I mean, it's nice and cool in there. It feels like they have air conditioning. So, but of course, you know, I put several, I think there's 3 layers on some areas. But anyway, that's what we got done yesterday. Hey, if you're all bored and you want to help build some raised beds out of this pallet wood, come on over. I'll fix you lunch. Anyway, guys, I wanted to show you what was going on the farm. Talk at you later. Okay, I forgot to show you this. I went ahead, since I can't plant this until I get some new soil in here. The bad thing is the soil had dropped down onto the logs, so you can't plant in here. I mean, it really sank down, and then it also pulled the plastic way down that I had in there to keep the Bermuda from coming in here. So I thought I'd throw those 2 up here and just grow the watermelon in here. Let them just kind of free range through there, and it'll be great, because I'm going to transplant that asparagus out when I get another bed built. We're going to move that, and then hopefully I'll put stuff down to cover that up and choke out the bad stuff, so that we can add soil to it eventually when I start super composting again. I just have not had time since we started the house, but I normally fill my beds with my own compost, but I'm really behind. Anyway, there's some watermelon. I got some watermelon in the back. I gotta go grab a water hose and get to watering, and then make it to Ginger's live, so I gotta hurry. Later.